What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. First, I want to say thank you all for the birthday wishes because I really enjoyed my day yesterday. I really did. So in today's video, I would like to talk about why do narcissists hate you after no contact? Well, the reason why the narcissists hate you after no contact is because they can't benefit from you anymore. Once the supply is gone, they show you just how worthless you are to them. And the other reason is why they do it is because they never really liked anything about you anyway. If anything, a lot of that fake, admiration came from a place of jealousy. They just had to pretend like they were so into you and everything about you. That's what they do during the time that they're hoovering and love bombing. But they never really liked anything about you anyway. If anything, they were jealous. They were jealous of you for so many reasons. And one of those reasons is that you stood out. You stood out in a crowd and other people admired it. So they seen you as a really good source of supply to seek their teeth into, you know. So anything about you to begin with, they only liked the attention that you got from it, you know. They have a very immature way of thinking. And after no contact, their main goal is to make you believe that you are worthless, you know. That's why it's important that we have a sense of self, and a lot of times we don't because we suffer from a low self-esteem. So we don't really value ourselves. And it feels good to have someone to finally show love and appreciation, even though it was all fake. None of it was real coming from the narcissist. But they have a very immature way of thinking. And after going no contact, their main goal is to make you feel worthless. And that's where the devaluation comes in at, and the smearing. The smear campaign, it, the smear campaign, they don't have a mind of their own. They're going to pretty much go by everything that the narcissist tells them. If the narcissist tell them that they've heard, just anything bad about you during the time that there's no communication, the smear campaign is going to believe it. Anything they bring up, anything they put out in the atmosphere, to this certain group of people who they can depend on, who's going to be there for them, they're going to believe it. And the reason being is that there's no clarification of what even caused, the non-communication. And narcissists, they also measure their self-worth through materialistic things like designer clothes, money, image. Image is everything to them. Even if it's your image is everything to them. That's why certain things about you that doesn't give you like this squeaky clean image is something that they don't want to hear about. They rather you keep quiet about that because they feel like it's a reflection of them since they have you so close knitted to them. Narcissists are proud, perfect people in their mind. And they don't want to portray anything less than a perfect image. And they feel that way because they're afraid of the judgment, that'll come behind it. A normal person, they own and they take responsibility for their choices. When they make bad choices, a lot of time you can admit to it, especially when you're around people who make you comfortable enough to put it out there and say, you know what, I admit to this mistake. Because sometimes it is hard to admit to something when you're around super judgmental people. But a normal person, they can do that. They can really stand on that. And when it comes to narcissists, that's just something that they can't do. Narcissists, that's just something that you'll never get from a narcissist because they carry this perfect person image. And the whole while they devalue you and they smear you, they are watching you. They're watching and they're copying you and they're listening. That's why it's important who you share things with, who are mutual friends with the narcissist. It's best to keep quiet about anything you have going on, anything that may be happening for you in the future. Anything happening, anything. Just keep it all to yourself. Don't share it. Sometimes it's important that you go low contact with the mutual friends of the narcissist so that they won't get anything from you. Because trust me, they are listening. They are listening for you so that they can mimic you, you know, and they still lack supply. So even if there is no contact between the two of you, they still feel like you're available because they're able to get certain information from outside people, which is why it's important that we gray rock them to the point that they can't pick up nothing from us. It's like a radar. If they can pick up any signal from us, which comes from other people, they still got a piece of you. They were still able to get a piece of you, you know. And narcissists are not as strong as they want people to think they are. That's why they bully and harass you, you know, which is a form of smearing. It's a form of the smear campaign. And that's to bring you down because it makes them feel powerful and, of course, in control. Narcissists, they are very weak and empty, and there are two things they need. And those two things are they need you to reach out to them, to constantly look for, validation. They need you to need them. They need that reaction from you. They need you to feel like, you're in desperate need of them. You're missing them. You're nothing without them. And trust me, that's how they feel without you. They need that, or they need you to just accept them once they come back with the Hoover. They need you to easily accept them. They need you to always give them that second chance. And trust me, when you run behind a narcissist, and a lot of times we've all done this because we didn't know what was going on, it gives them a really good supply. The reaction we give them is really, really good supply. Those are the two things that they can benefit from, which goes to show that you have the power at the end of the day. You have all the power at the end of the day. And how, it also shows how much important it is to keep that no contact in place, to show them that they, like, just to show them that they have no power over you. Let them feel the way they feel. Let them feel that way. Let them have that. But you show them that you are worth everything and that you deserve so much more, you know, than to be in just this toxic cycle of abuse. Show them that you deserve more than that by keeping that no contact in place and keeping that low contact in place. Show them how strong you are. Because a lot of times we don't know how strong we are until we push forward, until we just go through it, force ourselves to go through something. And of course, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's a very, very uncomfortable position when you are you're transitioning from being one way to another in order to maintain your peace of mind and sanity. It's uncomfortable. It's a difficult place to be in. But believe in yourself and know that you can do it. That you don't have to deal with abuse from anyone. And they love to feed people lies and entertain them with fabricated stories of how things were when you were with them, so that they can stay on top of the game. And I've learned the best way to deal with that is just to pay it no mind, because a smart person will find out for themselves, and sooner or later the story is gonna get old, especially when there's no proof behind it. people are going to start to ask questions about things, And that's just something you have to keep in mind when it comes to narcissistic abuse, is that you have to develop like a strong mentality. You got to look yourself in the mirror sometimes and just be like, build yourself up. And you also have to pray. You got to ask the Lord to give you strength. Ask the Lord to just be there for you, come before you with all these things that the narcissist has pre-planned to destroy you, to hurt you, to make you miserable, you know. And the best thing you can do is just to focus on healing and living a more peaceful life outside of anything that imitates and entertains narcissism. Because if not, you're going to find yourself back in that same situation with them. But that's the reason why they hate you after no contact, because they see how great things are going for you. They see you and they see how wonderful you are now. And these things they once had the opportunity to be a part of. They were confident in knowing that it would be this way forever. They were confident in knowing and, very arrogant and just believing that you would never go away for good. But now they see that, that's not the case. And this is something that they refuse to accept. It's hard for them to accept defeat. They look at it as defeat. They look at it as a game. And it's not a game, it's real life. And it's your life. And you have the right to take control of your life and decide what you're not going to tolerate. And once you start to show that to the narcissist, you know, they're going to do everything they can to try to destroy you in the process of you healing and going forward, shutting the door on that toxic situation. So that's why they hate you after no contact, because you took all that good supply away from them. They didn't deserve it. They never deserved it. And on top of that, you're going to start to see your life go in a whole different direction for the better. They're going to hate it. They are going to hate to see all these wonderful things happening for you. And people are going to start to question things, and they're going to want to, they're going to become curious enough to even approach you. And then they're going to start to see stuff for themselves. That's why there's no need to prove anything, explain anything, no nothing. Just let things be as it is. And never give the narcissist a reaction, because that's just what they're looking for, That gives them the fuel to keep treating you the way they do. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about in this video. Thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you soon.